She said, like something about a nigga being gay or need to question himself. And then I'm going, oh shit, what the fuck am I gonna say something like that?
And then you said?
And then I thought about it, and I said, when I thought about it, I said, oh no, this bitch think I'm gay because I let her lick my ass.
Who would have thought we'd be circling back to those old DL allegations about 50 Cent? But here we are, and guess who's stirring the pot? Allegedly, Auntie Vivica A. Fox is weighing in once again, standing firm on her past comments. She's doubling down and throwing subtle shade, saying 50 really ought to stop calling the kettle black.
He just seems like he's got something that's not quite clear. So
you mean sometimes if people protest too much about something,
yes,
the fire is happening right there in front of them.
Absolutely. I just never forget there was a Vibe cover with him and Soulja Boy that made me kind of go.
Y'all, I honestly don't know if these two are secretly beefing again, but if the word on the street is true, Vivica's got her claws out once more. She's done playing nice with Curtis and isn't holding back, especially when it comes to those lingering DL allegations.
He was absolutely the love of my life, and I have no problem admitting that. But last year, there was just some awful misconceptions about our relationship. So that's when I started the book. And I had always protected Curtis for the longest time. There were things about our relationship that I always protected it because in my heart, I always still loved him. I always will have a very special place in my heart for him.
Okay, before I even get started, can I just ask, do we have any straight men left in Hollywood? Because the way things are going, it feels like every other day, someone new is being exposed for allegedly being on the DL. And I thought y'all said 50 Cent was the last straight man standing? So what's with all these allegations? Now personally, I'm not hearing this for the first time. These rumors about 50 have been floating around for a while. If you've been paying attention, you'll remember an old blind item that read, the $50 rapper is complaining about the wannabe A-list rapper's parties, but his parties are the same. Lots of hugging, from the front and the back. Then there was that moment when singer Rufus Wainwright, who's been openly gay for years, publicly gushed about 50. He said, I think he's just the sexiest and a brilliant writer. And I know. He's gay. That cute little voice of his. It's okay, 50, feel free to call me anytime. My boyfriend and I are experts. Come over for dinner, maybe dessert. Phew. And let's not forget The Game, who once suggested 50 enjoys a strong backstroke from time to time. Now fast forward to the more recent drama. Remember when 50 Cent exposed his ex, Daphne Joy, for allegedly being involved with Diddy? Well, she clapped back hard. After Diddy called her a freak-off girl, Daphne aired everything out on Instagram. She said, we moved to New York to give you the opportunity to be a father to your son. You saw him 10 times in 2 years, even though we lived a mile apart. I'm tired of upholding an image to our son that you never earned. Then she dropped this bomb, maybe we should focus on the real issue, which is that you were allegedly just like Diddy when we were together. Then came the dagger, you are no longer my oppressor, and my God will handle you. You've permanently damaged the last hope I had for you as a father. Allegations? They've been stacking, and let's circle back to Auntie Vivica A. Fox. Because this is exactly what she's been hinting at. It all started after 50 reposted a controversial blog post from Industry on Blast that claimed Empire lost ratings due to too many celebrity cameos and gay plotlines. The original post read, there are 3 million fewer viewers this week. We couldn't take the extra gay stuff or the celebrity cameos. Not only did 50 repost it, but he added, Empire's TV ratings took a huge hit. Cookie, call me baby. I'll tell everybody to watch the show for you LOL. He later deleted the post, and his team issued a statement saying, Mr. Jackson reposted something from a blog and deleted it once he realized it included content he did not agree with. It does not reflect his views. Still, Vivica went in on Watch What Happens Live. When asked about it, she dropped the now iconic line, the pot calling the kettle black, that's all I'm saying. When pressed to elaborate, she said there's just something about 50 that doesn't sit quite right, and pointed to a magazine cover with him and Soulja Boy as a little too cozy. She later tweeted, boom. That was for my #Empire Season 2 family. Y'all. Mic drop, and naturally, Soulja Boy wasn't having it. He clapped back with an unflattering pic of Vivica, calling her a cougar and granny desperate for attention. Then 50 jumped in, posting the same photo with the caption, now she thinks I'm gay because I let her lick my behind. LMAO. Wait, I didn't want her to. She forced me. My hands were tied. He didn't stop there. He followed it with more jabs, including one where he said, remember when you told me you could have played all of Halle Berry's roles better? And I just looked at you like, what did you take? Allegedly, Vivica has continued to bring up similar allegations behind the scenes, and word is, she's ready to spill even more tea. Some say she's calling 50 the kettle while holding the pot in her hands. Now listen, I don't know what's going on between the two of them that would make her come out swinging like this again, but it's getting wild, y'all. And on the flip side, there are plenty of folks who think Vivica keeps stirring this pot because she might still be in her feelings, maybe even still in love. She's called 50 her true love in multiple interviews, including one with Vlad TV where she said he still holds a very special place in her heart. So is it unresolved love? Is it a grudge? Is it the truth finally bubbling to the surface? All I know is, Hollywood stays messy. And this 50 Cent saga? Just might be far from over.
And the main thing that what killed the relationship was that we just went way too public, way too fast. The love that I had for him, and still to this day, will always, like, he was the love of my life. I will admit that without any reservations. He will always have a very special place in my heart. But the reason why the relationship ended was because we just went public way too fast, had way too many people in our business, and if I was to have a chance to do it over, it would be that we stayed private.
In a 2018 interview with Wendy Williams, Vivica A of Fox openly admitted she was still very attracted to 50 Cent, and even then, she referred to him as the love of her life. Fast forward to 2023, during an appearance on Sherry Shepherd's Talk Show, Vivica revealed she'd actually be open to dating 50 again, comparing the possibility of their reunion to none other than Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's rekindled romance.
My phone started blowing up, and I was like, Lord, what I do now? You know? And they said, yeah, Curtis finally said something about about your movie.
Yeah.
And I took it as a compliment. I did. I was like, that was his way of showing support. Thanks, boom.
Okay, so, but I know, let me tell you this, and I don't know if y'all remember, because y'all remember when 50 and Vivica was dating. Y'all was dating.
13 years ago.
13 years ago, okay. And I remember it was some kind of award ceremony. You was on stage, and your body was popping. And I remember Curtis was like, he was in love with you, girl. Would you ever think about getting back together with Mr. Curtis Jackson if he came? Instead?
Well, Ben and Jen did it again. Why not?
Vivica has actually called 50 Cent the love of her life on multiple occasions over the years.
I've said this many times before, 50 Cent was the love of my life. He was the one that, dang, kind of blew that one. Happens. I was young, had been used to taking care of myself. 50 wanted me to be his princess, and I didn't.
Even though he is absolutely the love of my life, dating 50 Cent, was difficult. Because I really, really cared for him, and I loved him very, very.
Girl, at this point, Vivica really needs to let it go. We're talking about a man who has literally gone on record saying he wishes they were never a couple. Let's not forget, 50 Cent once posted a throwback clip from his 2003 BET Awards acceptance speech, where he publicly shot his shot at Vivica after winning Best New Artist. In the caption, he wrote, "I look back at some of the ish I did. I gotta learn to shut up. Look at that look at the end, that's trouble. WTF? Yikes. 50 has also thrown plenty of shade Vivica's way over the years. Back in 2016, he posted a side-by-side photo of Vivica and botched plastic surgery patient Regine Aronizing, implying she'd had work done, and not in a good way. He captioned it, "I don't know why people would want to cross me. I would stay out of my way if I wasn't me, because I'm going to keep winning. I think they do it for attention, then they get more attention than they want. I told you power was the show to watch, not Empire LOL." Taraji P. Henson even stepped in to defend Vivica. She clapped back at 50, calling him out for using his platform to tear people down, including Vivica and Reggie, who didn't deserve to be publicly shamed. Taraji also threw a little shade of her own, implying that 50's constant negativity might be one reason Power wasn't getting Emmy love, unlike Empire, and it doesn't stop there. Even recently, when Vivica got a BBL, 50 made a comment about it. When people started speculating that he was thinking about spinning the block, he shut that all the way down with a quick, hell no. The only time 50's had anything remotely kind to say about Vivica was when he was asked directly about her calling him the love of her life. He admitted he wasn't bothered and even acknowledged that what they shared was real and significant. He said, "I'm never bothered when she says that. If you think about the timing when we interacted, we weren't conscious of everything else going on. She'll always say, I would have been private, because it got uncomfortable, people pulling us in different directions. Her publicist was saying one thing, someone else saying another. And you start to feel like, this isn't right. So yeah, despite all that, Vivica keeps saying 50 Cent is the love of her life, even as recently as a couple of months ago. And that's what has people confused. Because how do you go from calling someone your soulmate, to calling them out for being on the DL? Like I said, maybe there's something else going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. But one thing's for sure, it's messy. Let me know what you think in the comments below.